Meghan Markle, Canada Cringe. Hello, I'm HG Tudor. Please do show appreciation for the work of your glorious narrator using the link in the video description. My thanks to those of you who do so. You will probably be aware that this one's wife has popped up once again, this time at the David Foster Foundation 40th Anniversary Gala, which she attended with her intimate partner, primary source, Prince Harry. For those of you who may not be fully familiar, the David Foster Foundation is a Canadian non-profit charitable organisation that was founded in 1986 by the 16-time Grammy Award-winning music producer, composer and songwriter David Foster. He's from Victoria in British Columbia. Apparently, it began after Foster's mother asked him to visit a young girl from Victoria who was in a Los Angeles hospital awaiting a liver transplant. Foster arranged for the girl's sister to visit, which highlighted the heavy non-medical financial burden families face during paediatric organ transplants. What does the foundation do? Well, it provides financial support for non-medical expenses to Canadian families with children, typically under age 18, who need life-saving organ transplants, such as heart, liver, kidney or lung. This includes help with transportation and travel costs, accommodation, hotels and such like. It works with transplant teams at children's hospitals across Canada. Over 4 decades, it supported more than 1,600 families. And it also raises public awareness and education about the importance of becoming a registered organ donor. Fundraising for it often involves high-profile galas, concerts and celebrity events featuring Foster's extensive music industry connections. So a worthwhile foundation, I'm sure that you'll agree. And just recently, the foundation marked its 40th anniversary with a celebration weekend in Victoria, British Columbia. On August the 7th, there was a black tie gala at the Victoria Conference Centre, and it was described as the final gala of its kind in Victoria. Apparently, it raised $14.5 million, and performers and guests included naturally David Foster, Catherine McPhee, his wife, Josh Groban, Adam Levine and James Valentine of Maroon 5, Chad Kroeger from Nickelback, CeeLo Green, and others. Rick Hansen and Bill Gates were there also. And on August the 8th, there was a free public concert. So that's the foundation, and there's a 40th gala event. But 2 other people turned up at it. Let's have a little look at some footage from the event itself.
What you think? What you feel now? What you know?
Oh, what a surprise. We get to see this one's wife, ensuring that she's front and centre of the event so that she can have a photograph taken. And naturally, she's there directing people as to where they ought to stand, as the picture's being taken with Catherine McPhee and David Foster. You can see, of course, this one's wife laughing away to herself, even though it's likely nothing of actual amusement has been said, because of her usual incongruous reactions to situations such as this. Naturally, this is an opportunity for the narcissist to gather fuel, to assert control, and she cannot help herself but boss people around explaining where they ought to stand. It's rather patronising in the way that she behaves, but that's a fundamental part of her behaviour, because she is not guided by emotional empathy, she's simply guided by the pursuit of the prime aims, although she doesn't know that. And thus, you get treated to seeing her there, lapping up the attention with regard to having the photograph taken and doing her usual direction. But it gets worse. You should be ready to cringe extensively.
How much my husband loves bagpipes. Oh my gosh.
This is great. So wear mine.
Yeah.
Have your toes involuntarily formed a grip? I should imagine that they have, as you watch that pathetic piece of performance from this one's wife. You notice that she starts with the "my husband loves bagpipes." Notice she doesn't say Harry or him, but it's the "my husband." And this is the possessive objectification of the narcissist. Even though Harry is stood mere feet from her, her narcissism cannot help but still refer to him as the object, my husband, as she subconsciously sees him. You'll notice that they're being filmed, so their private cinematographer is following them around, creating this footage, which was then posted, predictably enough, by this one's wife on her Instagram account. Once again, the narcissist utilising social media for the purposes of the pursuit of the prime aims. And you see the cringeworthy performance from her as she keeps turning and looking behind her to make sure that she's seen by the camera. This is a woman who's in her mid or possibly late 40s, dependent upon the versions that you accept in relation to her age. And what she's doing, behaving like a fucking teenager. It's wholly pathetic. And she was meant to have once upon a time been a member of a royal family, and it demonstrates how her behaviour is entirely ill-suited. You wouldn't get any of the other members of the attendants at the gala behaving like this, and they're not members of the royal family. They behave like mature adults, but this one's wife doesn't, because she simply doesn't know how to behave, and her narcissism guides her to act like this because she essentially thinks it's cute, but it's not, it's cringe-worthy. And there's the whole "oh my god" and the hand to the mouth and looking around and the giggling, etc. It's utterly pathetic. It truly is. But it is the performative nonsense that we've come to expect from this vapid woman. But more importantly, her and Harry are at this gala. Yet they have, let me check my notes here. Let me see what involvement they have with the foundation. It's the square root of fuck all. They don't have anything to do with it. They're not formal or ongoing partners or affiliates of the foundation in any official capacity. There's no evidence of board roles, no evidence of regular ambassadorship or long-term institutional involvement. Yet, they turn up and walk the purple red carpet, posed for photos with David Foster and Catherine McPhee, and all of this is being done in the usual hijacking manner of the narcissist. It stems from a supposed personal friendship. Apparently, Foster has known the couple for years. He helped arrange a private Vancouver Island stay for them in 2019. Although, of course, you'll remember that Foster in the past has said he's never actually met the children and therefore couldn't say anything about them. And I suspect that Foster merely tolerates them. There's a suggestion that there's a longer acquaintance between this one's wife and Foster's wife. But once again, this one's wife behaves like she's an integral part of the foundation. Why? Because everything must revolve around her. Rather than just turning up as a guest and enjoying the evening, no. She has to ensure that her photograph is taken, that she has her own private film person wandering behind her, catching the cringeworthy bagpipe interaction, which she can then put on social media. This woman has no shame or embarrassment, as I've made abundantly clear in the past. Her narcissism demands that she hijacks other people's activities and occasions for her own use vis-à-vis the prime aims. This exhibits a lack of boundary recognition and an absence of emotional empathy for those affected by that hijacking behaviour. It shows her rampant sense of entitlement. It exhibits her patheticness in utilising the events of other people and then behaving in the manner that you've witnessed, with the whole hand to mouth and the tee and oh my god and the breathy responses. It's entirely performative, it's entirely cringeworthy, and this time it took place in Canada, amounting to a Canada cringe. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for watching.